He's Drew Kendall, starting center for Boston College, captain of the BC Eagles. Hopping on the chat. You see how excited my co-host AB is to have a fellow Eagle on with us. Drew, what's up, man? How we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing awesome, doing awesome. Love seeing you guys off to this 2-0 start, getting it to the top 25, ranked number 24 in the country. The obvious question everyone is asking you is like, what's it been like? You know, week one, the upset at Florida State, night game under the lights. They were number 10 in the country. Then week two to improve to 2-0. But when I ask what this has been like, I want to hear from the captain, center of an offensive line and an offense that has just run the ball over every single defense you guys have faced so far.
Yeah, it's been great so far. I mean, we couldn't have predicted as good of a start, you know. This is awesome. This is exactly where we want to be. But right now we're all just focused on getting better every day. And it starts with practice. We practiced this morning. It's just how can we be better than we were the week before? It's just all about improvement and then just focusing on the opponent ahead.
Drew, I want to ask you about the first Eagle walk. First home game, was that different from years in the past? Did it feel like there was a new sense of energy around campus? I know they had the super fan shirts, and I was so jealous because I'd always wanted to get one of those, and I never could. So they brought them back the year that I left. So I actually texted my sister Mallory, who's a senior at Boston College. I said, do you have a super fan shirt I can wear on the show today? I'm talking to Drew. She's like, oh, I don't think I have one. I was like, how do you not have one? So was it different that first Eagle walk?
Yeah, it was awesome. All the fans showed out, and they were all cheering us on. The Eagle Walk's awesome. I always get to see my mom before the game, give her a big hug. But yeah, all the fans were out there cheering us on. It was just an awesome environment, and hopefully it stays that way for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it was great to see you guys home opener, play Duquesne, beat them 56-0, and also rush for over 300 yards in that game. Everyone sees this jump in the offense. I mean, you guys are running the ball with authority, and we know the Superman behind you, Thomas Castellanos, he's going from being a guy that plays in system and in rhythm. Like we see an offense that's on schedule. We see Bill O'Brien's fingerprints all over this. But breaking away from like the scheme of it all, what stuck out to you learning from Bill O'Brien so far as he's now taken over in the Heights?
A lot. I mean, he's super knowledgeable, as you know. He's coached Super Bowl winners in the past, national championship winners. So just being able to learn from him and just learning like his offensive mind as a center, it's helped me immensely. He's coached many great centers. So just learning the football aspect, like the X's and O's and how I can improve, but also how to become a better leader of the team as a captain. He preaches leadership, and I think that's what's really been able to take us to that next level. We've got a lot of good leaders on the team, and just making sure that no one gets too high, no one gets too low. We're all just trying to stay focused and get better every day.
Drew, you mentioned Tommy. How have you seen Tommy grow as a leader, maybe commanding just the huddle from last season to this season? You know, coming in, new student to Boston College, there's a lot of other things going on. How have you seen his growth just in this early first two games of the season?
Yeah, it's night and day. Coach O'Brien's done a great job of kind of just taking him under his wing, both like getting him better as a quarterback, which is clearly seen on the field, and then as a leader as well. The quarterback position is really important, and it comes with a lot of responsibility, both as in like taking care of the ball, but also like demanding the huddle and getting us all ready and getting us moved on from whatever play happened to the next play. So Tommy's grown so much, and he's just an incredible player. The play is never dead with him. So making sure we're sticking onto our blocks a little bit longer and let him make some magic back there.
Drew, I love hearing like there's the maturity, there's the humility you guys have in this of you've been so successful through 2 weeks, but you're still like, hey, it's getting better game by game, practice by practice, day by day. What stands out to you about the locker room that you guys have and the unity of this team where, you know, you're obviously your mission is to start out 2-0, but the way you do it, it doesn't just happen. You know, there is buying in practice, buying in film, and then buying it as a brotherhood. So what has stood out to you about the growth of this locker room for you?
Yeah, I mean, we went through a hard time this past winter when our coach decided to take another opportunity, which we were all happy for him. It was a great opportunity for him. But, you know, it kind of put us in a difficult position where we didn't really know what was going on. And, you know, kind of the older guys on the team, we were like, hey, we know what we have here. Let's stick together. We all did. No one decided to leave. And then just really embracing the new opportunity we had with Coach O'Brien, understanding that he's a great football coach and that he could take us to where we wanted to get to if we all just bought in on what he was telling us to do. So I would just say it started all the way back in the winter. Coming in, the new winter conditioning program and summer conditioning was different, something we weren't used to, but I think that played a massive role into where we are now. But yeah, it all starts with the older guys on the team really just making sure we're giving a hand to the younger guys, offering that help, and just making sure everyone's on the same page.
Drew, looking ahead to this next Missouri game, who is an unsung hero on this Boston College football team that's maybe not getting the credit that they deserve? And maybe it's someone who plays, maybe it's someone who doesn't play, but who's someone coming from you, captain of this Boston College football team, who would you say BC football fans should be looking out for?
Carter Davis, safety of the BC defense, has been playing unbelievable, both on defense and then on special teams as well. Making plays, showing he's a big energy guy, high energy, all around the football. So shout out to Carter. He's been doing a great job for us so far.
I love that. We have a guy on offense. He can shout out his running backs. He can shout out his tackles, whoever. He goes to the safety. He knows how important it is. It's been fun seeing Carter Davis and Kerry Johnson work in that secondary for you guys. And we know they have such a big task ahead of them facing this Missouri offense that's led by Luther Burden, one of the best wide receivers. What jumps out to you about this Missouri defense, though? Because through 2 weeks, they haven't allowed a single point. So what is something you guys watch on film that jumps out where they excel, and that's a challenge you look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, they're a tough defense. They swarm the ball. They play physical. And we understand that it's going to take all we got down there. And it's not going to be any easy task. Like you said, they haven't given up any points yet. But, it's just a great opportunity for us to showcase what we have on offense. And we're looking forward to the challenge. It's a great opportunity for us. It's exactly where we want to be. So I'm really excited for this Saturday to see how everything shakes out.
Drew, does the offensive line at Boston College have a motto, a phrase, or something that you guys have really gotten behind? I know maybe last year you guys were listening to heavy metal in the locker room, which was so funny to me because Ozzy Trapillo doesn't really ring me as a heavy metal guy. But is there something that you guys say as a group that kind of brings you back, or the mentality that you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, we always break it down on For the Boys. That's our it started back before us, but yeah. So that's what we break it down on. I feel like that's always been the thing at BC for the offensive line. I think it just kind of sends the message of like, we're all doing this for each other. It's not about yourself, and you never want to let the guy down next to you. So every play, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the guy next to you.
I mean, you guys play on Saturdays after all, so that's perfect. Did Ozzy pick up? I know he's a big John Mayer guy on the guitar. Did he pick up any like Ozzy Osbourne or anything with all the heavy metal you guys have been listening to?
He might have. I'm not sure. We got to get him on that.
We look back at that week 1 win, and I think what was so cool was it's in Tallahassee. That was a team coming off a loss, so you know what the desperation would be like for the Seminoles. It's under the lights. The nation is watching, and you guys rose to the occasion. What does a win like that in that setting do to boost your confidence moving forward? Again, now going into a matchup where you're in Columbus, Saturday afternoon kickoff at Faroe Field, taking on a really good Mizzou team.
Yeah, I mean, going into that game, we all had a belief that we could go in there and win. We knew it was going to be a challenge, but, just us all coming together and taking the game just one play at a time. Whatever happened that last play, it happened. You can't get it back. We can't, it's each play has a life of its own. So just understanding that and being able to move on from a big play or, maybe a tackle for loss, whatever happened, it doesn't matter. It's in the past. It's now about the next play. And how are we going to, go do our job on this next play? So just taking it as like a day-by-day, play-by-play approach, I think that's really helped us in, just continuing this momentum that we have right now and, just bringing us into this next game.
Drew, I know you probably don't want to do this, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to shout yourself out in a sense. what have you seen change from your game last year? No, you don't want me to ask you this, but what have you seen the biggest growth in your game from last year to this season, and maybe just having a new coaching staff, having different teammates to pour into you? What have you seen been the biggest difference in your experience from last season to this season?
I would probably just say reps. Like, I'm now a more experienced player. I've seen a lot of different things happen within a game. So just being able to rely on my training and rely on my rules, the game has really slowed down for me. So that's helped me a lot, especially on some third downs and some plays where the defense might try and throw us off. Just being able to see the field better, I think, is where I've grown the most.
Yeah, got to shout out AB. Getting an offensive lineman to talk about himself is one of the toughest things to do. But I love that assessment, Drew. But also for you, how amazing has this journey been for you to do it alongside Ozzy? You and Ozzy Trapillo growing up together, playing youth football, obviously getting to BC together. How special has this journey, this experience been to do it with your brothers that are your teammates, but someone that's literally grown up to be like a brother to you?
Yeah, it's been really special. We actually went to different high schools, so for a little bit we weren't as close as we used to be. So it's been really cool to just kind of get back to where, like, what we used to been, just being super close, and just getting here and being on the offensive line has really helped not only us but the entire unit just mesh together. So it's been a lot of fun. Ozzy's a great player, and I love going to work with him every day.
Yeah, Andy. Sorry, I meant Drew. Someone named Ozzy Trillo potentially probably shouldn't have name dropped him. But why is the O-line calling you Andy right now?
I don't know. They love it. I don't know why. They think I get mad about it, but it's short for Andrew, so Andy, Andrew.
Okay,
but,
so nothing bad.
Drew,
it's just part of your name.
No. Yeah, exactly. They just like to mess with me.
Well, as you get older, now that you're a grad student, some people's names change. You could go, Will to William. Okay, so here you go. Right. You're going Drew to Andy. It's a little different, but just because you're getting older, that's why they're doing it.
Yeah, they're just trying to have fun with me.
They wouldn't be your teammates and your best friends if they weren't trying to mess with you. I mean, that's a tough love that you need. Hey, Drew, I want to end with this one. Also, speaking about what you've gone through to have this journey, this experience with Ozzy, but also what's it like to get the feedback, the coaching, and also just get that support from your dad, Steve, who played at BC, who played in the NFL, who I'm sure is a huge, part of your success for how much he can help you on and off the field.
Yeah, it's awesome. I talk to him all the time, post game, before games, just going through the film. I mean, he's my biggest supporter and also my biggest critic at times. But I mean, it's great. I need someone like that in my corner, that's willing to tell me the truth, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. It only helps me grow as a player and as a person. So it's been awesome. He's the best. So I love being able to talk football with him, which has kind of been my whole life. It's been great.
Hey, doing it from when you were growing up to doing it to now. Drew, appreciate you taking the time to come on the chat. Best of luck this Saturday at Missouri. It's awesome to see BC not just ranked, but you guys just being in the fabric of football in this area. AB, I'll let you send Drew off. You got a message. You wanted to hype him up with something, because I know you're itching to give him some support and some motivation.
Eagles on a warpath, Drew. You guys know what to do. Let's go.
Yep.
Hey, I love this, Drew. Thanks again for taking the time, man. Best of luck. Go give him hell on Saturday.
Thank you, guys.